Hello there, peoples of the internets, once again. This, as you may know if you're watching this on the day of its release, is the 29th, and I was kind of a derp. I was kind of being a squid, a Richard, if you will, because I thought I was supposed to be gone today. Actually, it's tomorrow. Very early tomorrow morning I'm leaving. So this is going to be the last video for exactly a month, or about a month, or whatever, a month, all of July. But in August I should be back. But not to fear, I have a lot of stuff to show. I mean, not a lot, but like some major stuff to show, like very important stuff that was definitely good to get done. So, I did. I finished up the lava animations. It's not too big, but like the up and down thing, like you can now swim up and down, right? I added projectile collision, so whatever you collide with, like solid structures and stuff, not entities yet, but like tiles, um, they will stop the projectile. And I have two different types of projectiles. One is like a magic projectile, and one is a solid. And the only difference between the two right now is that the solid one sticks into the tile, and the magic one just disappears once it hits the tile. And I can just show both really quickly. And finally, the most important thing of this video is I'm waving my hands around right now like a crazy person because it's so big, even though you can't see me. Anyway, so the important thing that I did was the rendering order system. Now, what that means is that say you know how, like, well, obviously my game is two-dimensional, so all entities and everything, they're on like a two-dimensional plane. But if you if you were to walk across an entity, no matter what, just the way I had said it previously, whether it would be in front or in back, like the order I was rendering it in, it couldn't change. There was no dynamic change to it. It was just like, okay, if it's in front, that's it. No matter where you are on the entity, it'll look like it's in front of you. Or if it's behind, then it'll always look like it's behind. But now I made it so that it's more realistic depending on your y coordinate location. And I can kind of explain it in the code, but I'll do that after I show it off. I kind of cut myself off. I'm rambling. Dear God, help me. Okay, let's do this thing. And I'll show everything. And yeah. Boo. Okay, cool. So, we got our thing. Okay. So again, it's literally I ran this before I started the thing. It was at 124, about 124, 130 frames per second. Now it's this because of QuickTime recording software. So fun, QuickTime. Thank you, QuickTime. Anyway, all right. So remember, when you click, you shoot a projectile, and now they stick, right? And this is the solid projectile at work. Actually, you know what? It'll be too much work to show the thing, to reprogram it. Not that it's too much work. I'm lazy. Basically, yeah. It sticks to the walls of the thing. It's sticking to the void right now because this second tile of the void is technically a solid tile. So like, it sticks to the thing. Yeah. Wow. This is really jerky because of this recording software. Nice. Okay. Hopefully you guys can kind of make that out. Now, all right, the super important thing. Okay, so you see this box, right? So right now, as it is, I'm walking like in front of it, right? But now if I were to go like what naturally to us humans would look like it's behind, ta-da, now it's behind. So right now, I don't have any collision implemented, so I can just walk straight through and it'll show, like, just kind of demonstrate how this thing works. So, right? And bam, now I'm in front. So basically it says, okay, well, if you're above the object, then it'll render you behind. And if you're below it, it'll render you below. And the way I have it set up is I can change it at will. It's really, like, I can really change it well and stuff, and it's awesome. Now, same thing with this tent, and I can just poof right through it. It's still a work in progress, and that's mainly just things like I need to just tweak stuff, really. But generally it works. I mean, the functionality is there. I haven't implemented it for this tree, that's why it's still like that. Because I have to do it for everything. And I'll go through the code later. Now that's that. Now I'm going to exit really quickly and show you the stuff in the lava world. So if I set, where is it? There we go. Next, false. That's just the thing that determines which world is going to be done. It'll do now the lava world. And I'll show you all that good stuff. So, any day now. Okay, cool. Now we load it up, and if it wants to go, oh yeah, hold on, 1 second. For this, wow, okay, so, all right, wow, okay. With the thing, I also derped. Just give me a second. Player, where are you? Okay, give me you. I want you. Copy. And now I paste. Okay, all the way down. By the way, this is you're getting a quick behind-the-scenes glimpse of the rendering system in its prime. Okay, right here. Bam. Okay, cool. Let's do it. That's just temporary stuff. Yeah. Wow. This is a long video. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're all here. We're all collected now. Okay, cool. So now if I walk straight through, oh my god, I'm on lava. So yeah, I just added the 2 animation sets. Now also, and everything goes dark. And also I fixed the whole, like, now you can't, even though I'm pressing the buttons, hopefully you can hear that, nothing's moving. None of this stuff is moving. And it's black. This is just a simple thing. I don't know, felt like it. Not going to put it into the changelog because it's not anything significant, but yeah. That is the devlog. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I almost forgot. Totally forgot. Okay, cool. So I was going to show this thing. Because at first I was really intimidated by this whole idea of the rendering, like, order system sort of thing. But once I really dove into it, it wasn't half bad. Now, the thing is, I couldn't find any tutorials ever on it. And that's what kind of added to me being intimidated by it. So I'm just going to go run through what I have it as, and yeah, so it'll be a quick brief, I guess you can call it tutorial, it's not really, but for any of you who actually care. So alright, so I have player.x, right, and this is tent1, that was the first tent you saw. So if player.x is greater than tent.x, alright, actually best way to do this is actually in a paintbrush. So, if I will, okay, cool. So, I have a thing, right? So, pretend that this is my tent, or whatever I want to be colliding with, right? Now, the thing is that I'm going to have to check, so player.x, right? So, this is your player. Say this is your player, right? Okay? So now player.x is right here, just about, well, in this corner, right here. Okay, that's like player.x. So we want to make sure that player.x is greater than here. So from the start of this point all the way through there, wow, okay, I should probably make lines, not circles. All the way through there, up till this point, he should be like either in front or behind it. Like this system should be enacted for this specific entity. Now we also check that player.y is greater than tent.y. Greater than because it means it's below. Because in Java the x and y are the y is inverted, so the greater y is, the lower it is, not the higher. So we say, say he's up to here, and we can change this simply by adding or subtracting values of x, and like adding more to x or to y, depending on how high we want it to be, sort of. Hopefully that makes sense. So say it's like right here, we want the cutoff point. We say like, if this is also where the y is, then like y minus, or plus 10 rather, that's the cutoff point. And we want to say that from there on, the player y is, if it's greater than that, we want the then we want everything to render in this order, where everything is the player is underneath everything except for this, like tent 1, for example, where the player is actually on top of it. So, and same thing goes for everything else. Now, also, the reason why I have to actually render everything, except instead of just saying, oh, well, it's just this tent 1 and player and forget about all of this, is because otherwise, if this ends up being true, if this statement is true, then none of these things will get rendered. So you want to always render everything. And then you say, like, else if that situation where it's a different entity, do that, else if blah, 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 blah. You see here, I can set custom like values for X and Y, basically adjust them and tweak them to however I feel is right. So else if, else if, else if, else if. Finally, else if the player Y, if the player is not supposed to look like he's on top of anything, put him underneath everything and render it in this final order. Now, you can do this really with any amount of entities, and I tried this out, and it really doesn't impact the system at all, which is great. Like, it doesn't lower the frames per second, or it doesn't make it run any slower, which is fantastic. It's really efficient. And yeah, I mean, it looks like it's really redundant and everything, and it looks like it would slow the system down, but it really doesn't, which is fantastic.
Lucas,
What?
I need you to do your cards.
Okay, that was my mom. So, yeah, good. Okay, back to this. Yeah, so that was the rendering system. Other than that, okay, I had a question for any people who have done games like this. For a player, right, I want there to be items that you can equip, right? So, so things like, for example, you can equip like this sort of helmet and this sort of chest plate and this sort of leggings, right? But would that mean that I have to make a set of animations like all of this for each type of outcome for how the player would look due to what he's wearing? Or is there a more efficient way to do this? Because that would mean that I would make like hundreds upon hundreds of pictures, and that's kind of awful. So if you guys know anything about that, would gladly appreciate it. Maybe there is no better way, and I would just have to kind of man through it and make like hundreds of pictures that are tedious and annoying to make, but I'll do them. That's how I see it right now as necessary, but I don't know. Because like the walking animation, the swimming animation, the lava swimming, all of that, they all have to be custom due to like what armor you're wearing. So, because you'd look different. So, yeah. So if you guys know anything about that, that would be good. Yeah. Other than that, that's it. And thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe. Everything it means a lot to me. Really, truly, it does. It really helps, and it just makes me know that like you guys believe in me and stuff like that, and it just makes me want to make the game even more. So that's that. Thank you all for watching, and stay awesome, peoples of the internets. I will see you in a month. Yes, a month. Goodbye.